In Australia, 50% of Australians have, are, or will suffer from some form of mental illness. And 1,700 cases of Alzheimer's is being diagnosed every day in Australia. These figures indicate that many people don't understand their brain, and they don't realise that we have more control over what we do and even what we say. Hello, welcome back. I'm Barbara O'Neill. Today we will explore the most natural and effective ways to combat dementia. We'll dive into lifestyle habits and holistic methods that help keep the brain healthy and thriving. Stay tuned until the end of the video to hear my insights on the connection between depression, emotional well-being, and brain health. Without further ado, let's dive into the main content of today's video. The skull. And with the skeletal system, it's an internal structure causing us to stand upright. But when it comes to the head, the skeletal system now becomes an external structure. It becomes an external structure because it is now protecting the most delicate and yet the most important organ of the body. But when you have a look at the head, you will see 7 avenues of access into the brain. There are 2 ears, there are 2 eyes, there are 2 nostrils, and there is a mouth. Everything we hear or have ever heard, everything we see or have ever seen, everything we smell, and everything that goes into our mouth, whether it be food or drink, has an effect on the brain. The human brain contains billions of neurons arranged in specific patterns and sequences to coordinate thoughts, emotions, behaviors, movements, and sensations. This complex nervous system connects the brain to the rest of the body, enabling humans to process actions in an instant. So we're going to begin by looking at the brain. Now the brain, from side on, it looks a little bit like this. And there is what's called the limbic system. And the limbic system basically takes up about that part of the brain. And this limbic system is often called the emotional brain. And I think we all know about emotions. And I think we all know that emotions aren't a very good guide because they go up and down like the wind. But there's another part of our brain that God designed to actually control that limbic system, that emotional part of the brain. So to do this, we're going to have a look at the brain from top down. From top down, you will have a look at the brain like this, and in the front part of the brain, and we're going to call this the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain, and I think the way you're looking it is. So in the right part of the brain, you could call that the I want section. That's down there. Sorry, not the I want, the I won't. Now this is a very important part of the brain. Where it's very important is, no, I won't have that cigarette. No, I won't have that cup of coffee. No, I won't have that big steak. I'll have a bowl of lentils instead. And on the left part of the brain is the I will. And the I will part of the brain is also very important because I will get out of bed and exercise this morning. I will go to bed early. I will make decisions that are helpful for my body. So you've got the I won't and you've got the I will. And we need a little bit of balance in there, and that's where we come to. Right in the centre is the I want part of the brain. The brain holds many vital functions. It controls the operation of organs, speech, thoughts, actions, and responses to life situations. It also helps regulate the body during stress and tension. The brain's structure, composed of various regions, has distinct yet interconnected functions, working together to command the body. When reflecting on the body's structure, I immediately think of the importance of protecting its most delicate organ, the brain. While we often focus on physical health, cognitive health requires consistent daily care. One overlooked aspect is depression, a silent factor that can lead to dementia over time. The stress and chemical imbalances associated with chronic depression have profound effects on brain cells, gradually impacting memory and decision-making. At any given moment, thousands of chemical reactions occur in the brain, with numerous neurotransmitters responsible for transmitting information. This underscores the importance of cultivating habits that nurture and heal both the mind and body. Simple habits like getting sufficient sleep, maintaining a balanced diet rich in brain-boosting nutrients, and engaging in regular physical activities can bring positive changes to your brain. Social interactions, stress reduction practices such as mindfulness meditation, and deep breathing exercises also enhance the brain's resilience. By proactively caring for mental health, you lay a strong foundation for long-term cognitive well-being. Sometimes the problem for depression could be too much coffee, dehydration. So that's the best place to start. When someone comes to me wanting help with depression, do you know that's what I do? I said, start drinking more water. Start easing off your coffee. You could stop your coffee straight away, but you might suffer. A clear indication that it's not doing you any good. I say start going to bed early. Start limiting your technology time. Start seriously assessing what you're watching and the effect it's having on your brain. Start exercising. But I don't feel like exercising. Yes, that's your limbic emotional brain. But what do you want? I want to feel good. I want to conquer my depression, so I will go and exercise. Can you see how that all threads into each other? The second law is the law of choice. And the law of choice, as you can see, is determined in that I want, the frontal lobe part of the brain, your guardian, where your goals are. This is what you feel like doing, but this is what you want, so that influences your decisions. And when you're well slept, well hydrated, well sunned, well exercised, well fed, that I want part of the brain is a lot stronger. But we've got something else coming here, and that's habit. You've heard of habit? Habit can be our best friends or our worst enemies. Throughout my career, I have witnessed the close connection between mental state and physical health. Depression is not just an emotional state, it impacts overall health. Prolonged depression can accelerate cognitive decline, ultimately leading to dementia. The stress response triggered by depression affects hormones, neurotransmitters, and overall brain function, gradually weakening neural connections over time. The beauty of natural remedies lies in their simplicity and accessibility. From staying hydrated and exercising to adopting a healthy diet, these habits build resilience against depression and cognitive decline. Hydration ensures optimal brain function, while exercise boosts mood and promotes the production of growth factors that protect brain cells. A diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins fuels brain flexibility and resilience against damage. Remember, making positive changes to daily habits, such as reducing late nights, limiting exposure to technology, and ensuring deep restorative sleep, is essential for brain health. Incorporating mindfulness practices, journaling, and connecting with loved ones can also heal the mind and balance emotions. These small but consistent changes protect and strengthen the mind, fostering an environment where the brain can thrive, remain adaptable, and ward off the long-term effects of depression and dementia. The path to achieving health is determined by your choices. Only you have the power to make that decision. In the Bible, we see Jesus in the garden. He's praying, Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. He knew he was about to be crucified. Notice what he ended it with, though. Father, I don't want to do this. In his humanity. Notice what he ended with. Nevertheless, not what I want, but what you want, God. It's all right to express. We've got emotional limbic brains. I often say that our habits are the architects of our future. The limbic system is a collection of brain structures, including the cerebrum, diencephalon, and midbrain, surrounding both sides of the thalamus, just beneath the brain. Its functions are crucial, directly influencing emotions, behavior, long-term memory, and our sense of smell. Developing healthy habits, whether it's learning to forgive or pushing yourself to stay active, helps rewire the brain. These habits not only support emotional balance, but also strengthen neural pathways. In summary, what we choose to nurture our mind and body with today will shape our mental clarity and well-being in the future. Fasting. An easy way to do it is to have breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, then have an 18-hour fast through to the next morning. Or come to Misty Mountain Health Retreat, where we make it really easy for you, and you do 2 days on vegetable and fruit juices. That's a shocker. It's a shock to the body when the food stops coming. That's one shock. The next shock is finishing every hot shower with a quick cold. Notice I didn't say long cold. I'm kind. That's a shocker. You'll go, it's a shocker. But it's going to stimulate your brain to release the brain-derived neurotrophic factor, new brain cells. Number 3, high-intensity interval training, running for your life for 30 seconds up hills, then having a break and then doing it again. That's a shocker. Feel like you're dying. So people that have been attending my lectures all week, and I'm sure you've been so excited about this, you've been doing it, are you feeling really smart right now? New brain cells. Something else can grow. Every time we learn something new, we develop another dendrite. I love memorising. It's one of my favourite things to do, and every time I learn new verses, another dendrite. If you play the piano and learn new pieces, there are 3 things that science shows are the most powerful in developing new dendrites. One is learning a new language, learning a musical instrument, and memorising Bible verses, because the Word of God is quick, powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to dividing asunder of soul and spirit and the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. That's the Word of God. That's the Bible. People think I've got a good memory. I really don't. Now, that lady who played the piano, she didn't start playing yesterday, I'm sure. And I didn't start memorising yesterday. It takes a while. How long does it take to really solidify in your brain? Probably about 21 days. I learn a verse a week. If I do any more, it gets all jumbled up and I can't remember anything. So every time you learn something new, another dendrite grows. That one brain cell can develop 70,000 dendrites. I can hardly get my mind around that one. And you know what the research shows? We can be growing new dendrites right up until the day we die. So there are 3 things we can grow. We can grow new pathways, we can grow new dendrites, and we can even grow new brain cells. God is so good. What about shrink? When you forgive anyone who's ever hurt you in your life, your glial cells are activated to mop up all the thorns, and the pathway to that memory actually shrinks. So it needn't be part of your daily thoughts. That's the good news. So what's the bad news about shrinking? If you don't use your brain cells, you will lose them. I love the story about the 90-year-old man who learned to play the piano, and the 92-year-old man who graduated from law school. It's time, students. Number 7, the last law is the law of diversion. And the law of diversion states that when something is so firmly denied as to refuse any hope for it, the brain has the ability to divert to other pursuits. I love that law, because sometimes God closes a door, but what's the saying? When God closes a door, he opens a window. An Italian man said to me, no. What we say is when God closes one door, he'll open 2. Have you found that? When I hurt my arm, something happened to me the week before. I was in Warburton giving meetings like I have this week, and my right-hand man, he was the man that was with the chairs, he was doing the sound system, and running round. He had one arm, and it was his left arm, and he was about 63. And every time I looked around there, it was there. What do you want me to do now? I said, how'd you lose your arm? He said, I was 7 years old. And he said, and it was an accident down on the farm and it got caught in an auger or something. He said, when I woke up in hospital the night after it had happened, or the morning after it had happened, he said, I sat up in bed and I said, nurse, get me a pen and paper. I've got to learn to write with my left hand. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. And happiness isn't things, it's not what's happening to you, it's a choice. It's a choice, and we have so much to be happy about, yeah? So much to be happy about. Actually, the concept of happiness varies for each person. Everyone perceives happiness differently. For some, happiness might mean owning a house, a car, or living a wealthy life. For others, happiness could simply be traveling to a distant place or enjoying a cozy family meal. What truly matters is how you perceive these things. It's as simple as understanding that life is full of surprises and unexpected events. So we shouldn't chase happiness in intangible forms. Happiness exists all around us in the smallest and simplest things. Learning to enjoy, sacrifice, and be content can make every day a moment of joy. It's remarkable how our bodies can be stimulated to produce new brain cells and connections through simple habits. Activities like high-intensity interval training, intermittent fasting, and continuous learning create an environment where the brain thrives. Regularly exercising your brain helps maintain sharp thinking and minimizes the risk of memory-related diseases as you age. Depression can shrink the brain, increase inflammation, reduce attention span, impair focus, and slow down processing speed. The physical changes caused by prolonged depression can alter how the brain functions, making it harder to concentrate and complete everyday tasks. Therefore, when facing life's challenges, our conscious choices help us not just survive, but thrive. Each day, take 1 to 2 minutes to identify positive things in your life. Do this 3 times a day for 45 days, and your brain will start doing it automatically. Choose a positive mantra for the day and repeat it often. When things go wrong, take a moment to look at the situation from a positive perspective. Never underestimate the power of recognizing the blessings in your life. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for updates on our latest content. Thanks for watching.